Right. On today's show, I'd like to welcome Emma to Sue's chat show.
Hello.
Right, Emma, I've got some questions for you. What is your job?
So I am an audio producer. So I make radio programs and podcasts, usually documentaries for places like the BBC Radio, so BBC Radio 4, which is where we made a documentary for BBC Radio 4, and then for other broadcasters like Audible and Spotify, and other kind of commercial clients who want podcast making. So that is a kind of general overview of my job title.
Wow. Right, next question. Is your job different in lockdown?
It is and it isn't. I haven't, the actual kind of day-to-day of my job hasn't really changed very much. Like, I'm still just as busy, I'm doing the same kind of things. We're really lucky because our industry hasn't really been hit by coronavirus. Everyone actually wants to listen to more things, if anything, which has been a massive blessing, and I'm very, very lucky. The things that have changed though is that I haven't seen a single member of my team for a year now, which is really, really different. And I mean, like, I like working really collaboratively and I really enjoy working with my colleagues. But of course, now we have to do that all over Zoom, which is very, very different. So in that sense, my job has changed quite a bit. I also, I've kind of moved into a little studio, which is really nice because I can't go into the office anymore. And I was finding working from home quite hard actually after a certain point, and I just kind of quite enjoy having a bit of separation between my work and when I go to work and coming home. So now I'm in a little studio down the road, so that's another thing that's changed. And then the other thing is that I can't make programs with anyone on location. It's all remotely. So you know how when you and I made Assisted Loving, I kind of came and traveled to you quite a lot, and we went around and did interviews, and you came to me. Like, we can't do any of that at all at the moment until some of the restrictions change. And so I'm actually really missing just like being out on location and recording with people and meeting people. That's the other thing that I really miss, is that I love like actually meeting people face to face that I'm working with, and I can't do that at the moment. But those are kind of all the ways that my job has changed, really. So
that's good. Right, are you doing any more topics at the moment?
Yes, I am. I'm doing a lot of, well, I've just finished. So for the past 8 months, I was working on a big series for Audible, which was all about the healthcare system and racism in the healthcare system. And that was a really, really big project. So that was very different from what we did together. And every project that I do is often really, really different from the next. So I finished that one a couple of months ago, and then now I'm making a weekly news podcast for Swedish school children. So that's a another very, very different one. So I make like little 5-minute news programs about things that are going on in the UK, and that's for Swedish school kids to kind of learn and improve their English. So they listen to that once a week. So I'm doing that, and then I'm also just starting a documentary on Japanese religion. So another very, very different one. So yes, in a nutshell.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. I'm
It's
just
quite a
starting
lot,
doing
Emma, isn't it?
it is it's quite a lot, but it keeps my brain stimulated. It definitely keeps my brain stimulated, which is really nice.
Very interesting. Japanese. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm working with this really
Right.
cool presenter in Japan as well. So he's really kind of has all the knowledge, and then he's doing all the recording there, and then I'm putting it together in the UK.
Wow, it's excellent. What do you enjoy about your job?
Ooh, a lot of things I really like about my job. I mean, one is just that I get to do so many different things. I get to work with so many different subject areas, and they're all so interesting.
Yeah.
And I can kind of really get into the research and doing such a broad range of things. And I kind of like to be quite my brain is quite stimulated, which is really, really fun. So that's one thing that I like about my job. The other thing is I just get to meet loads of people and talk to loads of really, really interesting people. Like I'm so lucky that I met you through doing the work that I do.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, that was amazing, and we had so much fun doing it, and I learned so much from you as well in the process. And like so in my job I get to meet so many interesting people from so many different walks of life all the time, and I get to work with different people all the time, and that's definitely a massive like pleasure, and I love doing that. And also just telling being able to tell people stories, and for them to tell their stories, I think is a really important thing, and I love doing that a lot.
Okay, next question. What do you do in your spare time?
Ooh, I do a lot of cooking now. I do a lot of cooking in lockdown. Yeah, that's been like a big like the most interesting part of the day often for me is dinner time. And I've recently started taking up running, which has been really nice. So I do quite a bit of running in lockdown. I love watching films with my flatmates. We've watched a lot of TV in the past year, as I'm sure everyone else has as well. And I play a lot of music. So I play the cello, and I like doing that a lot in my spare time. I got a bit of it in our documentary actually. Played a little bit of cello on that.
Yeah, so I'm doing the filming with you. It's really good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I think about that documentary quite a lot, and it was really fun for me because we got to travel around so much, and I think we were both learning a lot in the process. And I think that was really nice. Like I learned a lot from you, and you were learning a lot about kind of exploring the world of sex and relationships as well, which was fantastic.
Not many people know all about sex, really. They don't even talk about it much.
Is that people with learning disabilities?
Yeah, learning disabilities and I suppose other people, really.
Yeah.
Maybe they're afraid to say something to someone. With people learning disabilities, it's hard to find someone, isn't it, really?
So we spoke to a huge range of people, didn't we, Sue? So we had Claire Bates, who you'd met before. She supports people developing their sexual and intimate relationships. She does a lot of workshops and groups and stuff like that, doesn't she? And she came to speak to us in the studio, which was really fun. She's so funny, isn't she?
She makes me laugh, actually.
Yeah. I've got a lot of recordings of your laughter, Sue. I had like when I was editing it all together, I had like a separate kind of edit that just had like all of your amazing laughs on it. It was brilliant.
After Lloyd and I got together, I started going to a group called Supported Loving. It's like a campaign sort of group.
Why did you want to go?
Well, just be interesting to meet new people and to know more about sex and relationships. Hello. Hello. How you doing?
I'm all right.
How's things?
Good. Yeah. This is My name's Claire Bates, and I run something called Supported Loving. And Supported Loving is a national campaign and network to promote healthy and happy relationships and sexual relationships for people with learning disabilities. We're still quite behind the times in terms of being really progressive.
And then we also spoke to a lawyer, we spoke to a sex worker as well.
Yes. Yeah, we did, yeah.
We did that in 2019, I think. Yeah, 2019. So about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
What was your favourite bit about doing the documentary? What did you like about it?
Telling people about assisting love and meeting different people that we saw and stuff. It was quite nice. I've never done anything like that before. Like, apart from Channel 4, that was okay, but this one was like on the radio, so it was good. Yeah.
I'd do it all again with you, Sue. I'd do it all again with you. Yeah.
You have to choose something else.
Let's put our thinking caps on and we'll come up with some ideas.
Okay. Okay. Right. I'd like to thank Emma for coming on to Sue's chat show.
Thank you, Sue.